The Prelude by Williams Wordsworth.
One summer evening, led by her, I found a little boat tied to a willow tree, within a rocky cove, its usual home.
Straight, I unloosed her chain, and stepping in, pushed from the shore. It was nectar of stealth and troubled pleasure.
Nor without the voice of mountain echoes did my boat move on, leaving behind her still on either side. Small circles glittering idly in the moon until they all melted into one track of sparkling light. But now, like one who rose, proud of his skill, to reach a chosen point, with an unswerving line, I fixed my view upon the summit of a craggy ridge. The horizon's utmost boundary, there was nothing but the stars and the grey sky. She was an elfin pinnace. Lushly I dipped my oars into the silent lake, and as I rose upon the stroke, my boat went heaving through the water like a swan, when, from behind the craggy steep hill, the horizon bound, huge and peaked, black and blue, as if with voluntary power instant, upraised its head. I struck again, and growing still in stature, the grim shape towered between me and the stars.
And still, for it seemed, with purpose of its own, a measured motion like a living thing, strode after me.
With trembling oars I turned, and through the silent water stole my way back to the cover of the willow tree. There in her mooring place I left my bark, and through the meadows homeward went in grave and serious mood.
But after that spectacle for many days, my brain worked with a dim and undertoned sense of unknown modes of being.
Over my thoughts there hung a darkness, call it solitude or blank desire. No familiar shape remained, no pleasant images of trees, of sea, of sky, no colours of green fields.
But huge and mighty forms that do not live like living men move slowly through the mind by day, and more trouble to my dreams.
The dip, dot, slip, slop, pip, pop, bang. There was a dip, dot, slip, slop, pip, pop, bang, who had red and black wings, golden eyes, a purple beak, blue claws, and green legs. There was a dip, dot, slip, slop, pip, pop, bang. It eats beans, hay, wood, and shells as it has teeth in its beak. There was a dip, dot, slip, slop, pip, pop, bird by Cameron and Kale. Sung by Dylan
And Arjam. The glimmer of the sun shone in my eyes whilst I energetically run and forget sad goodbyes. I let the sun blind me, and suddenly I see.
the pure white clouds covered up the sun, their big and proud and lofty sun. Suddenly I feel the blithe breeze and hear a buzzing in the trees. The blood red roses shone with fiery sanguine might, whilst the blithe breeze put them in poses, as they were such a pretty sight. These pretty little flowers cover the emerald green grass from wet showers.
My City by George the Poet.
My city has a lot of faces. Some can be found in for contemplation comfortably, sounds with a lot of graces. But some, the sun could be down on its hungry town, but in London he found him a shot of greatness. My city has a lot of faces.
Some can tell you what a lot of faith is. Before we hated people, we were all created equal. Then we learnt to despise the strife and forgot that variety is the spice of life. Look around you and see. My city has a lot of faces.
Dreams. I close my eyes, can see dreams. Light is on, I can see crystal diamonds jewels. All in your treasure box. It's all I want, but it's just imagine. Dream is dream, you didn't see it. It's passed very slow, but you can see it. Dreams are beautiful, colorful, and dreamful. Nature by Siana and Christiana. I slid down the smooth hill and watched the trees, green but still. The magnificent mountains stand up high,
as the graceful birds fly and fly.
The lake swells very lonely.
Like snails, the clouds move quite slowly.
The resplendent rainbow shines in the sunlight.
And dewdrops dazzle as they fall from the soft leaves.
I can smell the luscious lavender in the marvellous meadows. Oh, how lovely the nature is.
Dreams by Langston Hughes. Hold fast for dreams, for if dreams die, life is like a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast for dreams, for if dreams go, life is like a barren field frozen with snow.
My beautiful, incredible dream, coming through the verdant leaves from the mesmerizing palm trees. There I see, really far, is a monkey's barn and a chocolate bar. There I see in the beautiful sky, the beautiful fairy which could fly.
This fairy had gossamer wings, and then I forgot all horrible things. I feel a tingle in my spine, then I felt quite divine. I am in the Milky Way which shimmers, then I see the sun that glimmers.
Here I am on a star, really high and ever so far, meeting witches with sapphire hats, near a vampire with a couple of bats, seeing fairies with iridescent eyes, then I forgot all sad goodbyes.
By Rani
And Raffin.
Who's Who by Benjamin Zephaniah. I used to think nurses were women. I used to think police were men. I used to think poets were boring until I became one of them.
The Dream
By Cheyenne.
and Nimai.
In my land there are golden lions and stone tigers with chocolate melting monkeys.
The swimming pools are as big as 5 football pitches, and the buildings are as substantial as a skyscraper.
The green emeralds in the misty cave are the beacons guiding the way. The sunlight peeks into my eyes.
I wake up to a repetitive school morning. My dad annoys me by playing Virgin Radio UK.
What are square toes, rewards and fairies?
If you can keep your head when all about you and losing things and blaming it on you, just trust yourself for men doubting you, but make an allowance for doubting too.
If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. Don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream, but not make dreams your master. If you can think, but not make thoughts your reign. If you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by nerves to make a trap for fools, or watch what you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. The Eagle by Alfred Lord Tennyson. He clasped the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun in lonely lands, ringed as the world he stands. The wrinkled sea beneath them crawls, as he watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bittersweetest lies. You may tread me in very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. 'Cause their moons are like sun, or like certainty of tides, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Out of the heart of history shame, I'll rise. Out for a past that's rooted in pain, I'll rise. The Spooky House. I opened the door as it creaked. I was as frightened as a tiny spider. The door slammed behind us. The piano tinkled.
We crept across the loose floorboard and tiptoed up the stairs. Darkness surrounded us. The scent of dust tickled our noses.
What was that? A flash, fuse, just a cat.
The British by Benjamin Zephaniah. Take some picks, celts and silures and let them settle. Then overrun them with some Roman conquerors.
Remove the ruins after approximately 400 years. Add lots of Norman, French to some, Angles, Saxons, Jutes and Vikings, and stir vigorously. Then take a blend of Somalians, Sri Lankans, Nigerians and Pakistanis. Combine with some Guyanese and turn up the heat.
Sprinkle some fresh Indians, Malaysians, Bosnians, Iraqis and Bangladeshis, together with some Afghans, Spanish, Turkish, Kurdish, Japanese, and Palestinians. Then add to the melting pot.
Allow the ingredients to simmer. As they mix and blend, allow the languages to flourish, binding them together with English. Allow time to be cool.
Add some unity, understanding and respect for the future. Serve with justice and enjoy. Note, all ingredients are equally important. Treating one ingredient better than another will leave a bitter and unpleasant taste.
Warning, an unequal spread of justice will cause pain and damage to people. Give justice and equality to all.
The Cage Bird by Maya Angelou. The free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream to the current end.
And dip his wings in orange sunrays, and dares to play in the sky.
But the bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage.
His wings are clipped and his feet are tied.
So he opens his throat to sing.
Cage bird sings with a fearful trill of the things unknown but long for still.
And his tune is heard on the distant hill.
For the cage bird sings of freedom.
The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees.
And the fat worm waiting on the dawn of its dawn, and he names the sky his own.
But the cage bird stands on the grateful stream. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream.
His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opened his throat to sing.
The cage bird sings the fearful trill of things unknown but long for still. And his tune is heard on a distant